Well, good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's Last Post ceremony. My name's Richard Cruz, and joining us today from the Australian Army is Major Ian Cook. Ian is on his last day of duty in uniform after 35 years of service. Thank you, sir, for your service to our country. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. We acknowledge the members of RSL and Services Clubs Association, RSL Victoria and RSL Queensland, who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the pool of reflection by visitors to the memorial. If you're able, I invite you all to please stand and join in singing the national anthem. If you're able, please be seated. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn their loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight we'll read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 102,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths and floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the pool of reflection.
Today we remember and pay tribute to Private Jack Rutledge. Jack Rutledge was born on the 2nd of March 1892 in Orange, New South Wales. He was the fourth out of 5 children to Edward and Alice Rutledge. In 1908 and 1909, Jack attended the King's College in Parramatta. Whilst there, he was a member of the cadets and he also captained the school's rifle club. After school, he took up work as a grazier on his father's property at Girralambone, New South Wales, a small country town on the road between Nyngan and Burke. In October 1915, Rutledge travelled to Sydney to enlist in the Australian Imperial Force and to serve in the Great War. Perhaps owing to his experience as a grazier and his proficiency with the rifle, he was allotted to the Light Horse Reinforcements, where he began to train to join the Light Horse Brigade for overseas duty. Now, many young men at the time, they saw the war as a great adventure and an opportunity to travel. Not all of them made it home. In late 1915, Rutledge was taken ill with measles and bronchopneumonia. He received treatment for this illness, but he died on Christmas Day, 1915. He was 23 years old. He is buried at Waverley General Cemetery in Sydney, where over 100 casualties of the First World War lie. Private Rutledge's name is listed on the Roll of Honour to my right, amongst almost 62,000 other Australians who died while serving in the First World War. This is but one of the stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. Today, we now remember Private Jack Rutledge, who served our nation and trained to fight for our freedoms and for a better future.
Please stand for the reading of the ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old as we who are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
Lest we forget.
Lest we forget. We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Poziere or in the low scrub at Gallipoli, with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, that concludes this evening's last post ceremony. We thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial and wish you all a very good evening. Thank you.